Hello and welcome to another episode of Minecraft Realms, where today I'm starting things off back in the shopping district. Today I've got a few things to do in here. I'm planning to build a couple of shops. So the first thing is a log shop to complement that massive tree farm that I've got back at my base. That's going to be one of the main drivers of my diamond income in this season. As well, I'm also here to build an iron shop, not an iron farm shop, but one that sells just iron. Because between my two iron farms that I've got back in my base as well, I've got something around 2 double chests of iron, so that's quite a bit, and I think I don't need quite that much. So I'm going to be building a shop for that as well. However, one shop that has popped up in the recent times is this Chocobox shop. So I'm going to be buying a couple of them from here, and I did already get 36 diamonds out from my chest, which should be enough to buy me. Let's see, that's 36 diamonds. That should be 6 chocolate chests. Choco boxes, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I don't have quite enough room, but I'm going to put that into my ender chest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I did get one as a present earlier, so 6. There we go. And what I will do is put the diamond into groups of 12. So let's have that 9, 11, 12. Let's put that into 12, and there we go. So I've now bought those 6. Not those 6 ender chests. Actually, there's 6. It was 6 shulker boxes, so 6 shulker boxes, and that should do me for a little while. Now, somewhat typically of me, I haven't really designed the design for the log shop yet, so I'm going to have to do that freehand-ish. But I do have, I think it's 2 stacks of each kind of log, so what I'm going to do is dump that all into a chest here and then pop into a creative version of this world and see what I can do from there. So let's dump all that wood in, and there we go. Well, this is the first prototype design that I've come up with, and I'm not entirely satisfied with it because the logs here are just a little bit plain. They just seem to make it look like a single room with multiple kinds of what do you call these things, walls. It's just a little bit off. So what I am thinking of doing is building a single hallway that comes up like this and ending over, say over here or somewhere, and then having rooms jutting off on each side. So one for the oak, one for the dark oak, one for the acacia, and the same on the side, the birch, spruce, and whatever's left, the jungle. That's the one that's left. So that could work quite well. So what I might do is build that off in this direction, of just over here somewhere, so I don't have to demolish this, and I'll see how we go from there. First things first is to build each entire room. So I'm going to go with 4 wide, and let's see, 4 deep should do the trick. No, that's 3 wide. I think 1, 2, 3. So let's go 4 wide and 4 deep. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we need another block there, and then we'll go for the birch. The same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and bring it down. And what I can do is make some of these stripped logs. So now let's have the jungle, and of course the order in which they can be can change. But on this side we'll cut that out. We'll put on this side the spruce. Let's see, let's leave 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and bring that down, and again leaving that there. Acacia, and there we go, and I think the dark oak is left, and there we go, like that. So this is somewhat something what it's going to look like. So we're going to have a little hall. We'll have either we'll have the different types of wood, and then what I'm thinking as well is that each of these is going to sell the stripped one as well, which is going to cost me a little bit more time, but time for diamonds, I think that's definitely worth it. Who knew these stripped logs would be quite nice as flooring? Anyway, looking at this now, I'm thinking of building these up like this, so it's formed kind of a cube, or not quite a cube, but a cuboid, because it's not quite, I don't think it's quite square. But anyway, and then what I'm thinking of doing is fences. Where's the fence? Not wood fence. We need fence. I'm going to use, it's dark oak on this side, so dark oak, and then build that up like so, and there we go. So something like that, and then the chest can just sit at the back here. And so I'll continue building this up, and when I finish that, I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. Another thought I had is that instead of having the fences right against each other like you can see here, where you can see just straight through them and into the other side, and of course on the edges where you can have these, I'm thinking of putting leaves behind them. So on the end wall it would look something like this. So the spruce fences, so this is the spruce compartment of course, the spruce fences, then you have the spruce leaves behind it, and behind it would be something else. On this side I put the acacia leaves on the other side to stimulate what would be here. And to be honest, you can't really see, and you have to be looking really hard to see the acacia leaves behind it. So I think I might go with that. Of course, the one disadvantage is that now all of these are going to be have a 2-block space in between them, but I think I've got an idea on how to fix that up, which is just putting some glass in between them. So if I get some glass panes, like so, and then fit them like this, and while it doesn't look the best with the 2 different lead tree types, and then you need to get some acacia logs, like so. So while it doesn't look the best like this, and it certainly could use a bit of work, like so, like it. However, actually no, like that, it does look quite nice because then you have the split between the spruce on one side and the acacia on the other. Another thing I could have do, of course, is dye the glass, but I've got a lot more paint than I do glass blocks, and dyeing them is a bit of a pain. So I might leave it like that and see how we go. And after a bit of consideration, this is the design that I'm going to go with. Of course I'm going to put the leaves in between each one and the glass panes, and that's going to extend this design out here, I think. Or maybe it's out there. 1, 2, 3, 4 more blocks. Of course that means that if I do decide to put it here, that's going to bring this new shop out to about here, which does actually cover this area quite nicely. It just means that this walkway is going to have to come out quite a bit, and if there is indeed a shop here, which I'm not quite sure there is enough space for, if there is indeed a shop here, it's going to be quite small and have to deal with this slope for that's actually the walkway to the second story. But I believe that's what I can do, and now it's time to build this in the realm. And of course I forgot to say that the leaves I'm going to have to gather from the tree farm as well, because I don't quite have all the leaves for that. I've got the spruce leaves, but I don't have anything else, so that's something I'm going to have to gather as well. But before I get started on the log shop in the shopping district, I did receive yet another order for my services as an iron farm builder, and that is from One Shot Adept. So over here is his planned tree farm, and I'm going to get started on that and come back and show you the finished result. And after a little bit of work, here's the completed iron farm. So that's the 5th iron farm I've built this server, and now it's time for me to get back to that log shop farm. Well, okay, it's not a log shop farm, it's actually a log shop. And after a little bit of work, this is what I've come up with. This is the oak and the birch ones in the realms, and I think it's pretty good. It looks pretty good here. What I still need to do is figure out the frame for the outside, and I actually do need a little bit more of the oak and that's of the spruce as well when I get to that side. So I'm going to keep building this and come back when I've finished, with minus the roofs, of course. Yeah, of course. And here we go. This shop is now fully completed. All the bits are in, all the leaves, all the logs. I need to put that log back in, all the glowstone and all that. So I believe this is fully done. Now, of course, I still need to stock up the store, and I'm thinking of putting at least 3 lines of stacks of logs. So that would be 27 stacks in each area. So that's pretty good. Now, since I don't have that, I'm just going to quickly close this shop up with all the fences and quickly finish that up. 1, 2, this bit's the slightly harder part, and then go around to the other side and do the same. And as you can see, I've got banners in my inventory, so what I'm thinking of doing is putting on these things the word logs with a Z, just to be incorrect, and then that would clearly mark the store as both mine, because that seems to be a bit of a hallmark with my stores, as well as it tells you what the store sells. So I'm going to get started on getting all those logs and stock the store up. Well, it's taken me about an hour of using this tree farm, just placing the saplings in there and waiting for the bone meal to grow them, and then waiting for all this to come out. And so in that hour I've managed to cut down this many trees. So this was one planting, and this is a second planting just here. This of the dark oak trees, that's about 2 plantings. So about, I think it was 16 trees, and then I didn't quite collect enough saplings, so I got about 10 the second time. And then So this is the second planting. This is the third planting of dark oak. So 1 hour of that, and it wasn't a full consistent hour, but 1 hour of that has managed to net me almost a full chest, single chest that is, of wood. However, I'm still not done. I've still got to get all the spruce, the birch, the jungle, and what else? The oak. Thankfully, these are going to be easy because with the acacia one, this pushing mechanism has to move quite a few times to make sure it catches all the logs. So anyway, I'm going to go chop down all these acacia and then see how much I've got left. My aim is to get a single chest of each now instead of the full double chest because that's just going to take way too long. And then I'm thinking of selling saplings as well, or just dumping saplings in the other double chest there for free because this thing does generate quite a lot of saplings as well. Anyway, time to get started on chopping all these trees down again. And as you can see from the way these acacia saplings are done, it's not exactly consistent. These bits are just about what you would expect of the normal ones, but if you come down here in a second, you can see that down here there's quite a lot of empty space, and now I've jumped down, I'm going to have to cut my way out, but there's a lot of empty space down here, so the acacia plantings are never going to be as efficient as the oak or any of the other kinds which grow straight up. So that's the slight disadvantage of this model of tree farm. But then again, since it does collect into one giant big box of wood, it's a lot easier for me to chop down. Okay, let's see. This second lot of acacia saplings got me that many trees. It's not quite enough because I was hoping to have enough stacks to completely fill a double chest, and then what I'm thinking at the moment now is of splitting each stack of wood into two, and then selling each half stack for a diamond. I would think that's a fair price given the amount of effort I have to go into mining this, and then of course the dark oak is just a little bit more work. But then I think I'll sell them all at the same price. Just makes it a little bit easier and means that I should be able to rake in a lot of profit from this tree farm. So anyway, I'm going to start chopping down this now and collecting these saplings since dark oak is I don't really know what the market is going to be for dark oak, but I still got a lot more dark oak stuff to get. So yeah, and then I'm going to have to do all the other wood types. This is going to be a really, really long session of just collecting wood and all that. It might take a few days. So at any rate, I'm going to have to do that and come back when my next clip's going to be at the time when I've finally finished getting all the wood. So I guess I'll catch you then. But before I do start on the next tree, which I think will be oak, I'm going to have to start and check how much bone meal I've got left, and that's really not a lot. I think that's just about two plantings worth of the acacia, with a bit of top-ups every now and then, but unfortunately this is not going to be enough to finish off all the trees, so I'm going to have to get AFK at that skeleton farm, which I haven't actually shown on camera, and I don't think I will, but I have set up a skeleton farm somewhere, so I might have to AFK that overnight and see if I can get enough bones to fill all these chests, because these two are actually empty, and all the hoppers leading from here to here are full, plus this dispenser up here is also full, so it's a little bit of bone meal in there. I could probably get away with one, maybe two plantings of oak and one planting of one other tree, but I don't think I'm going to get away with doing all of them, so definitely going to have to top up on the bone meal at some point soon. Well, I went AFK for about 10 hours or so, and I managed to collect this shulker box full of bones, as well as this shulker box half full of bones, so I'm going to have to convert that all into bone meal, which will probably take up this chest and probably a bit of this chest as well, and this chest as well, since each bone turns into 3 bone meal. Anyway, so once I've done that, I'm going to start collecting up the next lot of trees, the oak, the jungle, the birch, and the whatever this is, the spruce that I've still got left. Well, it's taken me a really long time, but I finally managed to get enough logs to fill all these sugar boxes. So you can see the jungle, the oak, the acacia, the dark oak, the spruce, and the birch, all with 27 stacks of logs. Now, the thought I had there is now to also sell, or not sell, but get rid of some of these saplings as well, so I don't really need that many. I might just leave 10 in each of these. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and oh no, and I'll put those all into my ender chest as well. And so I'll just get rid of those saplings as well. And now it's also time for me to get over to my shop over there and actually start selling this stuff. First things first, let's get rid of this barrier that's kept my shop closed for all this time. I need to make sure not to chop down those logs because that would be a little bit annoying. And I do the same on the other side, so let's get that done. There we go. And the same on this side. It's not as quick as it could be, but it's quick enough. And this, having an efficiency, I think it's a efficiency 4 pickaxe or axe, has certainly helped when I'm mining all those trees. It takes a little bit quicker, which is certainly good when you need to chop down 27 times 6 stacks of logs. Anyway, so I've got, I think all that stuff is in here, so I need to put down my ender chest and get out those 6 shulker boxes. Now, this is the birch one. The next one is acacia, which is thankfully just there. And of course I'm not just going to leave the shulker box there, I'm going to actually empty it all out, but I'm going to do that off camera. So I'll just put all these boxes in front of each of their compartments. This is jungle, the next one is that's spruce, and the last one of course is dark oak. And now it's time for me to empty all that stuff and put a signpost on each of these fences that dictates the price. And now for the prices. So the dark oak, these are dark oak saplings, and I'm selling them at 1 stack equals 1. Next line. It will go. No, it won't go. Why won't it go into the next line? I might have to break that and try again. Anyway, so let's see. Dark oak saplings, 1 stack equals 1 diamond. No, why wouldn't that not fit? That's really annoying. Anyway, but I'll just come over here anyway. So the jungle, all logs are 1 stack for 1 diamond, and the saplings are indeed free. Now I'll put on this side, however, dark oak saplings free, and then I need to put on the next line sold out. Or no, stock, is it? Stock. Because I don't have any at the moment. Let's see if I can get this one more time. Dark oak saplings, 1 stack equals 1 diamond. No, it won't fit. No, it really will not go to the next line. I'll consolidate. 1 stack equals 1D. There we go. That's close enough, I reckon. Anyway, so the last thing I need to do is put on my sign. Now, that's going to look a little bit weird from the top, so I'll get my fences out again, and just like I did over here, I'll hang the sign on the fences. So there we go. Logs. And we'll do the same on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4, and S, G, O, and L. I mean, where's that sign? On the L. There we go. So logs. So this thing is now open for business. So if for all your logging needs and all your sapling needs, come to this store because we have the cheapest, or we have the only prices in town. And the last order of business for today is to start up my iron shop. That's not an iron farm shop, it's an iron shop that sells just iron. My 2 iron farms back at my base have been working like a charm. I think I've got just about 2.5 double chests of iron. I'm not quite sure how much that is, but it's a lot. So what I'm thinking is, at the moment, instead of building just an entirely new store and wasting a bit of time, I might just stick some chests in here for now and sell some iron. But then again, a whole new store could give me a little bit more of a presence in this area. I already have the most shops in here, but that's something to think about. So I'm going to go back to my base and collect up the iron and then see what I can do. Okay, and I've decided to go with just putting the iron in chests right at my iron farm shop. So here we go. We're going to have iron ingots at 1. Do you think 1 stack or 2 stacks for a diamond? Maybe let's go with 1 stack. No, actually no, we'll go with 2 stacks, because I think that's a pretty good deal and I don't really need them. 2 stacks for 1 diamond. Let's hope this goes to next line. There we go. Now it works, of course. 1 diamond. And we'll put the same on this side. Iron ingots at 2 stacks, if I can spell that correctly, equals 1 diamond. And now it's just time for me to fill them. I've got 4 shulker boxes full, so I'm going to have to dump all of that into my inventory and then into the 2 chests. This is going to be fun. And there we go. So that thing is now fully stocked up. Now, so of course you can still buy the iron farm itself, or if you can't be bothered waiting for the iron to drop into your iron farm, you can of course buy 2 stacks of iron for 1 diamond at my iron farm store. And I believe that that's all I've got time for today. So let's recap what we've done. We've built an iron farm for someone. We've built up this store and fully stocked it with about 8 or so hours of just continually mining trees or chopping down trees. We've also shifted over 2 double chests worth of iron into my iron farm. So all of that is now for sale, and that hopefully should rake in a lot of diamonds. And yeah, so if you have liked this video, remember to leave a like and subscribe, and don't forget to keep watching out for the next one. Goodbye!